Alrighty folks, welcome back. It's Nisos, and we're going to play some more Minecraft. Working on the getting started stuff for Departed once again. So I think in the last couple of episodes I've covered all of the skills and the resources and all this crazy stuff up here. This episode I think I'm going to cover some other mods and just some other stuff that you should be doing and not focus quite so much on AoE. Oh, by the way, as was noted in the several of the comments, and I actually was running around making myself hungry. Yeah, if you run around, then you will increase your little, what is this one again called? Expedition skill. Don't quite know what that does yet. I think it makes you have like bursts of speed or something. I'm not quite sure. But running and apparently boating also increases this. So there you go. But like I said, that's a brand new one. All right, now that I'm super hungry, let's talk about food for a little bit, and we can get these off the screen for the moment. This does have Pam's Harvest Craft, and I have that up here on the right side. If you notice in NEI, there are 5 pages of trees and seeds and gardens and corn and bamboo shoots and all sorts of stuff. Peaches and plums and pomegranates and everything in the world you can make. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, one of my favorite, by the way. Toast, just 100 different things you can make, and it's maybe almost a little overwhelming. So if you like cooking and you like a bunch of different stuff, definitely check out Pam's Harvest Craft and all the different stuff in it. If you're like me a little bit in this kind of a pack and you just want to be able to eat and not have to worry about it too much, basically I would focus on some berries. So first of all, here's just a candleberry, which is actually very, very bad food. If you hold shift, you'll see how much it gives you back. So it gives you half a heart, half a haunch of hunger, and half a haunch of saturation. So that's very poor food, but I brought that up because that's the last thing I ate. And you can see now I've eaten that once out of the last 5 foods, and now if I eat it again, it will only be 91% of its normal nutritional value. So actually it might be a little bit higher than that, but 10%, 9% more, which at half a heart is going to do nothing. Half a hunger haunch, not half a heart. Likewise with all these different berries: raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, apples. Well, apples are a little bit better, but they're all very, very low. Half a haunch and just a little bit of saturation. However, if you use that with a juicer in your crafting grid, you can then make juice out of them. And I'm just showing here you can make all these different juices, and that makes it suddenly 2.5 haunches of hunger plus 2, 4, 6 haunches of saturation. So that's going to last us a lot longer. And then if you happen to have, let's say, snowballs, you can make smoothies with the berry, the juicer, and snowballs, and that increases it even a bit more. So now you get 3 haunches of hunger and a little bit more saturation out of that. So that's good stuff. Some of these you can juice, but you can't make into smoothies. Like you can make an apple juice, but you can't make an apple smoothie, which sort of makes sense. But that led me to just show one other thing you can do. Is you can make jellies, and those are pretty good too. So 2.5 haunches of hunger plus 6 saturation again, and the jellies just take honey or sugar, and of course sugar comes from sugarcane, so that's pretty easy to get. What else? Cranberries is another one. Juice. I guess you don't really need that. The cranberry juice is okay. The cranberry itself is not very good. But anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 5, 10 different foods you can eat right there, all just based off of having a few berries. So I thought I would show... Oh, you know what? Before we go on, let me get this. The other thing is, oh, but I've got to carry like 10 different items in my inventory. No, you don't. Get yourself a lunchbox. And if you get yourself a lunchbox with 3 weighted pressure plates, which just takes some iron, you can now right-click on it. So when it looks like it's closed in your inventory, you can right-click on it, and then you can put stuff in it. So I think it only carries a couple of each type. Well, you obviously don't want all the same thing, so make sure you have different ones in there. It only carries a couple of each type, but this is plenty to get you going for quite a long time. So just right-clicking right now opens and closes it. If I shift right-click, I open it, and now I can just eat directly from it without pulling stuff out. So you can just chomp on it like that, and now I've got half of my saturation back and a bunch of my hunger back. And it just went ahead and picked one of those out of here based on what I've eaten last and what's got the best nutritional value for me. So cool. So Lunchbox fixes the, oh, but I don't want to have 5 inventory spaces full of stuff. and that'll do you up real well. All right, so just a quick note on how do I get these. Well, if you're out in the world, you're going to find these Pam's Gardens, and you know what? I was saying I like it with the transparent background better last time, but I think for a video it's better with the darker background for you guys. Okay, so you got your berry gardens, you got your gourd gardens, you got your leafy gardens, you got your grass gardens, you got your stock gardens, and there's probably a half dozen more of these, but I just want to show two things. So first of all, if you find these and you're hungry now, left click it, you can break it. Oh, and I got an anima stone from it. You can break it, you can get yourself some berries, and if you have to, you know, just go ahead and eat those up right now, because if you're starving, you got to do what you got to do. However, oh, it's unsorting my inventory, no. If you don't need it right now, and you're out exploring, what you want to do is right-click on them, and then they'll pop off as the actual berry garden, or whatever garden, and you can take this back to your base, and of course these stack. So instead of getting 3 different berries, I've just got 1 berry garden, and I'll get a stack of those, or, you know, a bunch of those while I'm out and about. So let's just hit a couple of these. Stock gardens, we got zucchinis, tomatoes, eggplants, peppers, whatever. Gourd gardens, we got, I don't know, what are those? Winter squash. Oh, that one's got zucchini. I thought that one did. This must be okra. Yeah, okras. Sorry, okras from this one. Zucchini over here. We got lettuce and cauliflower and all sorts of crazy stuff. So as you gather this stuff up, you can make yourself all sorts of different foods. But I just want to talk a little bit about the right-click mechanic and the fact that basically you only need 5. Well, just some berries will do you if you do the juicer on them. And there's a bunch of other options. So if you want to explore that, please feel free. Go ahead. What are you? Asparagus? Oh, asparagus, yummy. But if you're kind of one of those that's like, geez, I hate Spice of Life, I wonder why it's in here. It's not a very bad config. You can get by without doing too much of that at all. So there's food. Let me clear out my inventory and get set up for the next part. I want to talk about kind of how do you get some armor, some gear here to get started off, because there's just so many new mobs and so much stuff to do, it's kind of hard to know where to go next. So, like I said, let me prepare a couple things. I'll be right back. Alrighty, folks. Done a little bit of work off camera here. Just did some digging around with my creative mode cheaty Infiniminer, which is ridiculously fast. Although in creative, I think it breaks everything anyway. Anyway, what I've done is dug out a big room over here for stuff to spawn in. It's not maybe the best spawning room ever, because there's other areas around, if we take a look at the map, that things are spawning. So you kind of want to find yourself somewhere that's pretty isolated and there won't be a lot of other areas kind of nearby for things to spawn. But it should be good enough. So, like I said, I dug it out with my hammer really fast. You can use a hammer and you'll still get your augury skill. But yeah, use a pickaxe, use a hammer, whatever. The digging will get you augury, it'll get you coal and gold and essences and all that other stuff we already talked about. Plus, yeah, there's a couple diamonds there. Here's a couple diamonds here, iron and redstone. There's more diamonds up here, plus lots of the AOA stuff, AOA ores that I already got rid of. So, or just dug out of here, limonite and all sorts of good stuff. So you're gonna get good stuff down here, and you're gonna find some of the first mobs that you maybe want to go after. So I dug this kind of down a couple. I'm in creative mode, but I don't know, maybe something like this where you could be up above them and maybe use a bow to kill some. So I got one of the AOA bows here. This is a speed bow. It takes 3 sapphire, which are very rare and very low in the ground, but it just takes strings. So if you can find some sapphire, you can make that into a pretty good bow. I also dug down to bedrock just to show this pack does not have flat bedrock, so you're going to want to be up, up around, what, 6? Where are we? Yeah, this is 4, so that's 5. So you're going to want to be up around 6 or a little bit higher. Otherwise, you're going to be running into bedrock, and that's no fun for anybody. So let's just take a couple shots at these guys. Oh, yeah, right. So bows in this use holly arrows. They used to be called elemental arrows, as you can see in the detailed description there. But basically, they just take holly top petals, the limonite, and feathers, which is why I said the limonite is for your bow's ammo. And holly tops, you just grow them. They're just a plant, and then you get the holly top. Wow, you guys are loud. Alright, so before we kill anything, yeah, let's take a look. These guys are Mother Voidwalkers are the big ones. The Voidwalkers are a little bit smaller, but you can see they've got quite a bit of health on them. What else do we have down here? We had a charger, but he must have despawned. There are also void chargers, and basically all these void guys are going to have a chance at dropping something pretty good. Let's do a quick... oh, I can't enchant that from here? Really? Bummer. Oh, yeah, right. Gotta put it in there. Let's do a quick looting enchantment here. This is just obviously... there it was. There it is. This is obviously just creative, just to try to get the drops easier. But, yeah, let's just do this. Bam. It's going to take a couple arrows, because these guys have a pretty good amount of health on them. Let's see if one of them will drop something good for us. Come on. We're demoing. Help us out here. I don't know if looting actually helps even. There we go. 2 drops. So this one got a banner, which does absolutely nothing other than look cool, because, you know, it's a banner. And that shows that you've killed some void creatures. And the void leggings. So you can get a full set of armor from these guys. And these are diamond level protection, and they have good durability, like diamond level durability. Let's get rid of you. So that's one thing I'm saying. If you come down here and you go hunting those void guys, you got a pretty good chance at finding some good stuff. Now these guys you need to be really careful of. Let me leave him for a second. We'll just kill the rest of this stuff off really good. Warclops, you can find those on the surface. Vanilla spider, no fun. And a vanilla skeleton. Alright. Now, oddly enough, if you look at the mini-map, there's still some red dots. What's going on with that? Are they up somewhere else? Well, they might be. Or they might be... Wow, this guy's moving. Right in front of us. See the whale of tooltip says there's a shadow here. So there are some invisible guys. Now he's only got half a heart, but if he surprises you, or if you're hanging out near lava and he comes by and smacks you, yeah, you're not going to be happy about that. You might kind of freak out a little bit. So there are some guys that are kind of invisible, and if you get one of those, just back yourself in a corner and start swinging kind of wildly. So tricksters were supposed to change. Let's see if they have. Now that I'm in survival mode, he knows about me. Oh, look at that. He jumped up and got me. I don't have any armor on, do I? Well, I just got those. Ha ha ha. Oh, my goodness. That's a big jump. Okay, they're changed. These guys used to duplicate themselves. Every time he laughs, he makes a duplicate of himself. And I tell you what, man, that could be quite interesting, because you could get a whole stack of these guys around. And the other thing is, when they die, they explode. So, careful of tricksters, they're bad, and be careful of invisible guys that are there but you can't see them. There he is. Oh, you hit him and he turns into a shade. Oh. Alright, there's another one with a half a heart. If I hit him, now he's a shade with a bunch of hearts. So they don't just have a half a heart. Alright. Anyway, so the void walkers, void mothers, void chargers, which we didn't get one, but they're just like the regular yellow chargers, except that they're dark black void ones. Those guys are a good first target, because again, you're going to get the void armor set, and there's nothing special about this other than good durability, good protection. Of course, they're enchantable, so if you get your enchanting table going, you can get yourself some protection and some other goodies on that too. And there's a few different bows. Take a look at the bows in... they're going to be at the bottom of the list here. The bows in Age of Advent of Ascension. Some of these have recipes. Some of them require a drop. The Embers Stone Bow is not a bad one, although you have to go to the Nether for that one. I don't know where it is right now. It looks kind of like that. It's red, but I don't know where it went. Oh, well, now it's an Infernal Bow, so it takes Ember Stone ingots. And this guy consumes the same arrows, but they can set your enemies on fire. So that's kind of cool. It's a bow that just has a flame enchant built in, basically. So, ooh, miniature red heart. I'm just going to eat that right now. Don't eat those, by the way, unless you've got a bunch of them, because they're much better used for something else. Alright, well, my spawning room seems to have kind of calmed down for whatever reason. I think that's because I'm getting a lot of... Yeah, there's a lot of spawns over there to the west, and there's a couple down south, and there's probably some others around. So you're going to want to try to be as far away from other caves and stuff as you can to get a good spawning room going. But if you make something like this... Oh, well, there we go. Make something like that, walk away, and then come back. You should find plenty of stuff to fight. Honk. Horn outside. Eldritch Guardian from Thaumcraft. I'm surprised he's down here. Didn't think they were supposed to be in this dimension, but whatever. Okay, so that's it. So that's a good place to start going to get yourself some armor. One other type of armor I did want to point out is something that you can craft and might be quite useful in some cases. This wither armor is not super cheap, but it's doable. So jade is not nowhere near as rare as sapphire. You're going to find a fair amount of jade, although to make a full set of armor you're going to need a fair amount as well. Anyway, so jade plus emberstone makes wither armor, and that, well, if you have the full set, it grants immunity to wither effects, which could be quite useful in certain places. There's also a wither rune. No, that's not the right thing. I was thinking tablet. So that would be ammunition for a staff of some kind, and a wither bow. Oh, you can make a wither bow, but you'd have to get these wither runes, which are probably somewhat high level. I don't know. Alright, that's it for this little segment. Got a couple more things I wanted to talk about, so let me go prepare some more stuff. Well, that's the Eldritch Guardian. You go away, please. He's making everything fuzzy. Yeah, so about things spawning. There's a good, yeah, okay, so we got chargers, there's some void faceless runners, sorry, I forgot about them. We got tricksters, there's a void charger, chirp chirp. We've got, oh, and everybody's favorite, the clowns. Yeah, evil clown, die! Die, clown, give me your gun. Those guys drop guns sometimes. Oh, and they drop one of the realm stones, which we'll be getting to shortly. So this one's for a realm called Selev? Kalev? Selev? Whatever. But there's tons of different realm stones, and I'll be getting to that at the end of the video here. So, again, let me cut out for a minute, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, folks, setup is complete, and I want to give you guys a super quick crash course in Botania, because there's a really nice item that I would highly recommend you make. There's a lot of really nice items, honestly, but this one's early game and it's going to help a lot. And there's a bunch of other stuff you're going to want, plus there's some actual mod integration, so you're going to need at least a little bit of Botania in order to make some of the other things you're going to want anyway. So getting started with this is just, you're going to need to do it at some point, so earlier the better, I would say. I'm not going to do like a whole mod spotlight on this, but I've got basically a very basic Botania setup here, and I'm going to go through that really quickly. So hold on to your hats. Even if you know this, it'll be over quick, I promise. First thing is, in the world you're going to find glimmering flowers like these white flowers right here. Break them and you will get, well, the flower, which you can then turn into petals. You take the petals, you put them in the petal apothecary, which is just made with cobblestone and slabs or something like that, and whack it with your, I think you got to give it a wand, I don't remember. Whack it with your wand, I think, and it will create different types of flowers depending on what petals and things you put in there. All of this is shown in the Lexica Botania, which I just opened for the first time. And you can go through and say, for instance, we're going to want to start off with day blooms because that's about all we can do first thing. And basically for that, you put 2 yellows, light blue, and a orange into the petal apothecary, and out pops a day bloom. So I put down a bunch of day blooms over here, and I've also made a wand of the forest, which again you can find in the Lexica Botania. If I right click on these guys, you're going to see the little yellow bar on the bottom, unknown status maybe, because you just need to right click it to update and see what's in there. So basically all these day blooms are full of mana right now, which is why they have that yellow bar full. And the reason is I'm not moving it anywhere. I wanted to just show that first. Oh yeah, let me put this one down. So here's a brand new one, and if we right click him, we're going to see that little yellow bar kind of slowly fill up. Okay, so these guys are creating mana in the daytime, and now we want to move that somewhere, and to do that we're going to use a Manna Spreader. We put the Manna Spreader here, we take a look at it, and we can see it's very slowly filling up because day blooms are the slowest thing in the world. Early on I thought I'd just put some day blooms down, let them run for a while I go do other things. Yeah, no, you'd have to let them run for like a week to do anything useful. Okay, so we still haven't got our first Manna Burst. And when we do, there we go. So it just got a Manna Burst from the spreader into the pool, and now we have a little teeny tiny bit of mana in the pool. I'm going to help that along quickly with Blacker Lotus. Now I have found Black Lotus out in the world before, but I've never found Blacker Lotus, and I don't know how to make it. There's got to be some cool way to make it. But basically, if you take Black Lotus or Blacker Lotus and throw it into your pool, it makes a horrible noise. Okay. That's enough of that. Blacker Lotus are much, 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 much more powerful than the regular Black Lotus, so I'm going to have to look up how to make those. But anyway, I just filled my entire mana pool, and trust me guys, that's a really lot of mana for this early game setup. Oh, the other thing you're going to need for a bunch of this is the Pure Daisy, and basically you just make that in the Petal Apothecary, and then you can put wood and stone next to it, and after about a minute of time it'll change that into living wood and living rock, which you will be needing. Alright, so this one has to have at least one block here. This spreader has to be touching the mana pool so that it can suck the mana out and send it over here to our runic altar. And I'm almost set up to make the last piece of what we need, but I need these mana steel ingots. So I'm going to take regular iron, drop it in here, and out pops mana steel ingots. These things actually can make some really nice armor. Well, they can make a lot of stuff, but yeah, if you make armor out of them, they're I think iron level, they're highly enchantable, and you can oh, they don't take durability loss if you have a mana tablet or mana item in your inventory. So let's put these three on here. I guess I'm in creative still, so it doesn't need all three anyway. And now if I look at this with the Wand of the Forest, maybe I did something wrong. I thought it was going to tell me what it was going to do, but let's right click it anyway and see what happens. There it goes. There's my Rune of Earth being crafted, and you see a little timer, and you can see it's sucking up a bunch of the mana out of, well, not a bunch, but some of the mana out of the pool. Honestly, it's going to be so little you're barely even going to see a change in that mana pool for doing this. And then the last thing we're going to need, and I'm glad I put these down, is a piece of living rock. So when you do runic altar stuff, you need to finish it with a piece of living rock. Alright, let's go. Speed up. I wanted this to be the super fastest crash course ever, and you're taking too long. Alright, so when it's done, you can see it with the wand, or you can see that there's some nice particles coming out. Just drop that on there, hit it with your wand again, and bam, we've made Runes of Earth. Alright, so I already set up the rest of it over here. Basically, Rune of Earth, Rune of Air, which is very similar, some leather, and your Manna Steel Ingot, and bam, you get a Sojourner Sash, which I have had the upgraded one on, but we can just go to the Sojourner Sash. You can upgrade it later to the Globetrotter Sash, but you're going to need Elementium and Gaia Spirits and other stuff that we don't have right now. And basically this guy's going to let you move faster than normal, and it's going to give you that uphill step assist, so you don't have to jump up single blocks. And oh yeah, so here's some purple flowers, here's some pink flowers, there's some orange ones down there, so you're going to find those all over the place in your world. Okay, last thing I wanted to cover today. Let me get all this junk out of my inventory, like so-ish, and we'll put the important things down here. Last thing I wanted to cover today is realms. So, how do you get to other realms? You got these realm stones, they've been dropping while you've been killing things. Deeplands, we got the Seleave one, or Seleave, whatever, from down off that clown. Deeplands are pretty common, you can get those pretty easily. Pracacia, I think you got to go to the forest for that, and I forget where we get Haven from. But anyway, what do we do with these things? You can't right click them or anything. Well, what you need to know is you need to make an ancient teleporter blueprint. And to do that, you're going to need some gold and a diamond. So, pretty simple, a little bit expensive-ish, but not too bad. And once you have one of these, you're going to want to find yourself a nice big kind of flat area. And you may even want to like dig down one or two, depending on where you're at. And just stand here and right click it on the ground, and bam! It creates a big, huge teleporter thing for you. So I'm in creative, so it didn't use that up, but normally it would use up the blueprint, and you have to make another one if you wanted another teleporter. The other thing I was going to mention is that is the rune stone, and the rune stone always faces west, no matter which direction you face when you create this thing. So if you want aesthetics, or you want things to line up, or whatever, just know that the carved rune, or rune stone, or whatever it is always going to face to the west. And you see how this is kind of up and off the ground now because it's so big. That's why I said you might want to dig down a couple, maybe even a little bit more, and it will replace the blocks that it needs to replace, I believe. Alright, so let's go to a couple of these real quickly, and I'm not going to walk you guys through it a lot, but I did want to talk about maybe some early ones to start with and give you just a real quick glimpse of what is in there. And there's a lot more than this. But basically, take your Deeplands rune. Let me go into survival just to show. So when you click this, right click it, it's going to use up your I had two, one of my Deeplands runes, And behind me, bam, Deeplands portal. So there we go. I'm going to just pop back to creative, and we're going to jump in and out of a couple of these really quickly and just show you what's going on there. Alright, terrain downloaded. Yes, right. This dimension is very dark. So, torch, here it is. Let me make sure my video is all the way up. And I'll just, actually a lot of these dimensions are extremely dark, so definitely going to want to make sure you've got some form of light and whatnot. Okay, so here's a really quick look at it. Basically, here's your portal. Make sure you mark that because you're likely to get lost if you just go wandering around, because the entire place looks like this on the mini-map. Deeplands is a underground realm, and let me just find us, let me go back to the faster sash. Come on, survival please, thank you. Just so I can get in and out a bit quicker. And let's just go find some, oh, I'm on peaceful. No wonder. I'm like, why is there no mobs? Here we go. Turn this on. We should get some spawns here in just a second. Any second. There we go. Lots and lots of spawns. Just wanted to show you a little bit about who we got here. So lots of kind of dark gray, rock-looking things, cave creeps and rock creepers, and all sorts of crazy-looking stuff to come down here and fight. None of this is super hard, but they can swarm you, and that's another reason having this sash is so good, is because you're going to want to be able to get away quickly in a lot of cases. Oh look, here's a, what are you, a dweller. That was weird. I think they explode when they die or something. No. I don't know, anyway. The other comment I'll make here is the ores are in the ceiling here, not in the floor. But you're going to want to be a bit careful because there are other things in the ceiling as well that you may want to be a bit careful of. Alright, so we'll come back out here and let's switch this up to, let's say, Haven. A lot of people don't like Haven because it has Void, but I wanted to show it real quickly to show a contrast between Deeplands and something else. The other thing I was going to mention is you can make more of these teleporters, so I could go put another one down over there, or you can change this one. And now this one goes to Haven, but you're going to use up a Realm Stone every time you do that. Alright, let's take a quick look at Haven. Ooh, there we go. So, slightly different than where we just were. A little bit brighter and more cheery, I would say. You got your Haven Stone, your Haven Dirt, lots of void that you don't want to fall into, and you got some guys that want to throw you into the void. Oh, wow. Oops, I just fell off the edge, walked off the edge there. An Orbiter. I haven't seen one of you before. You're pretty cool looking. Or you got retextured, one of the two. These dudes here have lots of knockback, these automatons, so careful of that, and I don't know, that's about it. So, lots of exploring. There are tons of different structures. For instance, there's a Rune Shrine. I don't know which one is in Haven. Let's take a quick look. So that's the Rune Shrine you can create, but then these are the strike rune posts, which you can't create. So you have to actually come to these different dimensions and find the different rune shrine things, as well as that's all I see from here. But there are several other structures. There are boss fights. There's lots of cool stuff to do. So let's take a look at maybe one or two more real quickly. It's getting a little bit long here, but what the heck. We're going to just try Pracacia. I heard is actually pretty good. The portal looks surprisingly new as it appears. Well, it should be new. It just appeared. Anyway, Pracacia I heard was pretty good, but you have to get the Pracacia Realm Stone from stuff in the jungle, I think. And the stuff in the jungle is a bit scary, so just be aware of that. Alright, spawning in. Yeah, so very, very jungle theme. We've got lots of vines around. And I think if we get some stuff to spawn, definitely that's a no water? No potions? I don't know what that's all about. Let's pop over here. I see a bunch of stuff on the map. Ooh, elephants! So you can't use bows or guns on these guys. Some sluggy things. Giant slugs that are they're putting stuff on the ground, man. Acid blocks. Yeah, you probably don't want to stand on that. Okay, you guys are loud. Jeesh. Okay, so lots of like nature, jungle, maybe even prehistoric, like ancient Megatherium. 250 health. Wow. Alright, let's pop back. We'll go to one more since we got the sleeve down from downstairs. From a clown, remember. Let's just take a really quick look, and this is going to be it. You hear a place that you really want to visit, and look at that portal. It's so beautiful. Okay, you guys ready for us to leave? This is amazing. You're gonna love it so much. Here we go. More void here, but I think less than Haven, probably ish. Although I have spawned in a horrible place if this was survival. And that's one other thing I might mention is these sashes are nice, but you got to be really careful around void and lava. Okay, so yeah, that's a terrible, terrible spawn, but that's what you're gonna have to be ready for. And it is a dimension full of clowns. Yes, it's the clown dimension. Hey, there we go. There we got Choco. We got who do we got? Stitches. We got all sorts of yeah, exactly Stitches. We got all sorts of guys, and again there will be all sorts of different crazy. Let's see if I can see anything on the map right here. Maybe that. Different crazy structures and things you can do. Maybe that thing right back here. That seems backwards. It is backwards. Okay, north. Is this something of worth? Oh yeah, here we go. What's this? Fall out of the sky onto it. I don't know what this is, but we'll take a really quick look. Oh, it's a like a lotto man or something. Toy merchant. Oh, cool. So for circus coins, you can buy toy gyrocopter and balloons and confetti clusters and looks like some different guns and stuff. Lots of fun stuff. So there you go. Oh, crazy, crazy clowns. All right, folks. I think that's it. I'm going to leave you here in the insanity clown dimension, and that's going to be it for this getting started guide. Hope that helped out. Oh, Bobo does not look nice. Look at him, man. He does not look like he's a happy camper. Like, stop one away. There you go. Oh, look at that. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it helps some of you guys out. And I hope you have fun with this mod pack. We'll catch you next time.